guys, it's Jess from Makeup by JessieG, and today I'm going to be showing you my product Empties. I've been probably collecting these for about the past 3 or 4 months or so. Not entirely sure when I started, but I started collecting these so I could kind of show myself, like, you know, if you stick to it, this is how many products you can use up. So there's a lot of things in here that probably wouldn't have finished up normally, but I was like, oh, I want to get them done. I want to add them to my empties so that I can film an empties video. So yeah, I've got a whole lot of products here that I have used up, and I'm going to go through them, tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, if I've repurchased any, you know, if I plan on repurchasing any, and yeah, I'll just get straight into it. So I have 2 big bagfuls here. I'll start off with the little bag here. This has got a lot of the products that I finished up in my project pan. So if you haven't already seen that, you can head over. I'll link it in the description box below. But the first one, I haven't actually finished this one up. This is the Milky Piggy Carbonated Bubble Clay Mask. I am decluttering this because I didn't enjoy it, so I thought I may as well get it out, but it's not actually finished, but I'm not enjoying it that much anymore, so definitely not repurchasing that. Then again, another one that I haven't finished up, this is a good empty so far, but this is the Sephora Mud Mask in Purifying and Mattifying. Again, I used a fair bit of this up. I nearly finished it, but it just wasn't working for my skin anymore, and I think I'd had it too long and it was starting to turn, so I think, yeah, I needed to get rid of it. So again, another one that I'm just getting out of my collection. Didn't actually finish, but I'm not going to be repurchasing this again. Okay, one that I did actually finish is this sample size of the J1 Jelly Pack. I had this again in my Project Pan video, and I did not enjoy this, and I will not be repurchasing this. It just didn't do anything for my skin, and I think it made my makeup slip around a little bit more throughout the day. Even though it is a sticky primer, it just didn't work for me, and yeah, I didn't enjoy it at all. Wouldn't recommend it. I don't think it's worth the hype. Even though I think you get a lot of product in there, I don't think it's worth the hype, and I don't recommend it. The next product that I finished up is this Skin Iceland Icelandic Relief Eye Cream. This is definitely not the most expensive eye cream out there. In fact, I bought it because I didn't want to spend that much money on an eye cream, and this I thought was a good option, but it just didn't work that well for me. I have tried their under eye cooling patches that they have, and I really like those. But this just wasn't my favourite, and I don't think I'll be repurchasing it. It just wasn't bad, it just didn't do enough for me, and I think I need a little bit more hydration underneath my eyes, and I don't think this did enough. So yeah, wouldn't repurchase it, wasn't terrible, but yeah, not getting it again. The next product that I finished off is this Sand and Sky Pink Clay Mask. This detoxifies and brightens, but again, this is a little sample size, but it just didn't work for my skin. Like, I think it did, you know, detoxify. I don't know if it brightened that much, but for me, it just kind of irritated my skin a bit, and I wasn't the biggest fan. But I think if it works for you, you know, it could be good, but it is kind of expensive, and I think there's other masks out there that wouldn't be so irritating on the skin. Normally, clay masks don't irritate my skin, so yeah, I think there might be another option out there that might not be so harsh on people's skins, because yeah, I think this is just a little bit too harsh. The next product that I finished up is this Tarte's Lash Paint. Again, this was a little sample size of it. I can't remember exactly where I got this, but I didn't hate this. It separated my lashes. They didn't clump together, which is something that I do. Like, I don't like my lashes clumping together, so I did quite like that, you know, they're separated. They added a bit of length, but they didn't add that really much volume at all, and I want a little bit more volume. I don't want clumpiness, but I want a little bit of volume. I didn't hate this mascara. I might buy it again one day, but not at the moment. There's other mascaras that I want to try. There's other mascaras that I prefer. My favorite is the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I love that mascara, but this one isn't my favorite, so I wouldn't repurchase it. The next product that I finished up is this Burt's Bees Tinted Lip Oil in the shade Whispering Awkward. Again, not my favorite product. It wasn't bad. I just went through this really quickly. Like, it took no time at all to use this up, so that's a bit of a downside, and I have a feeling these are about $17, so they're not super cheap. I bought a YSL one, which is obviously a lot more expensive. It's, I think, like $57 or $55. But I've been using that for about the same amount of time as I had this, and the YSL one's nowhere near finished, whereas this one is like, it just kept coming off my lips. Like, it was nice, but I don't think it was that hydrating. It just gave me a little bit of colour to my lips, so yeah, it wasn't my favourite. I won't repurchase it, but I didn't hate using it. The next product that I finished up is this Urban Decay Naked Skin Colour Correcting Fluid. This is in the shade Pink, and I haven't repurchased it, and I don't think I will be repurchasing this, but I did really enjoy it. It's just the price point. There's other ones that I enjoy as well that are cheaper. Like at the moment I'm using the Pixie Colour Correcting, like it's in a little pot, and I really like that one. It's a lot more full coverage in terms of, it's a lot thicker. It really covers those dark circles, but it is a lot cheaper, and yeah, I just think for the price point, I love this one, but I also love other ones, so I may as well not spend so much money and get the cheaper one, you know? Like, I like it, but yeah, I don't think I'll buy it again. The next product that I finished up is this DJV Fiber Wig Mascara. And I say finished up, but I didn't really use it. It just kind of dried out, and I didn't enjoy using it at all. I didn't want to continue using it. It didn't really do anything much for my lashes, and I wouldn't recommend this at all. I don't like it. I don't think it's that cheap. I don't think it's super expensive, but I don't think it's that cheap. And yeah, it's just not one that I enjoyed. I think it would be a waste of money if I bought this again, because I just don't want to use it. The next product that I am decluttering, I didn't actually use this one up, is the MAC gel eyeliner in the shade Black Track. I didn't finish this one up, but it has dried out on me, and I think it's time to get rid of it because I've still got the Inglot eyeliner in something, whatever the black one is. I forget I think it's got a number, not a name. And yeah, I've got that one, and I love that one as well, so I'm not going to try and, you know, stir this up and get this one going, because by the time I finish this one, my Inglot one's going to be ready to throw out, so I may as well just use one that I've got and then move on to the next one after that. But I did enjoy this, and I do think I'll repurchase it at some point because it is really, really easy to use. It is really easy to use. It just glides straight on, and it's easy to kind of wipe off the mistakes that you've made, whereas the Inglot one is a little bit harder to kind of erase those mistakes, whereas this one, nice and easy, but it isn't really smudge proof. So if you do suffer from, like, if you have issues with your gel eyeliner transferring, I don't think this is the eyeliner for you. That I used up is the Neutrogena Cleansing Towelettes. These are the makeup remover ones. These I have 4 packets of. These are the only makeup removing wipes that I buy now. I had, you know, tried to find some good ones, but I really like these ones, and they're pretty inexpensive and they work well. I always use them as like a first step. I will use a makeup remover and take it off with the wipes, and then go and actually wash my skin in the sink with a second cleanse. So I really enjoy it for that, just because I do wear a lot of makeup, so if I was to wash my face with a cloth, like to get my actual makeup off, they're gonna get really dirty, and it's just gonna be a bit gross, and I don't like that. So I do go in with wipes just to get that first layer of makeup off, and then I go in and wash my skin with an actual cloth and cleanser at the sink and get this remainder of the makeup off. I would never use these as just my only form of makeup remover, because it just doesn't take enough off. After I go in and, you know, do a second cleanse, I can see the makeup still coming off my skin, you know, I can see it on the cloth. It is still there, so I would never use these as a, you know, only form of makeup remover. I can only stress that enough. That is really important to make sure your skin is cleaned of all your makeup. So I wouldn't use these as an only step, but I do really like them as my first step of cleansing my makeup and, well, taking my makeup off. The next product that I used up is another pack of wipes. This is the Yes to Tomatoes Blemish Clearing Makeup Removing Wipes. I'm not the biggest fan of these ones. They weren't terrible, but I don't feel like they were wet enough. So I really felt like I had to like tug at my skin to get the makeup off. And yeah, so for that reason, I wouldn't repurchase these. These were fairly inexpensive, but yeah, for that reason, I don't want to be tugging at my skin to get makeup off, so wouldn't repurchase these. The next product that I used up are these Reynard Soft and Gentle Skin Cleansing Wipes. These things, I wish I had one more left to show you. They are like massive, they are huge, and I think they'd be good if you're a makeup artist because you need a big wipe just to, you know, continually use. But for me, I didn't use the entire wipe and I thought it was a little bit wasteful, so I don't know, I wouldn't repurchase these. I'm sticking to my Neutrogena ones. The next product that I finished up is this Maison Aquagel, what is it? The Water Volume Aquagel Cream. So this is just what I used as my morning moisturizer, just because it was nice and lightweight, but it did still moisturize my skin, so I don't feel like it, you know, moved my foundation around or anything. It's really inexpensive. You can get it at Mecca. It's just, you know, really easy for me to get and really inexpensive. So I do really enjoy this one, and I do actually have a backup of this. The next product that I finished off is this Dr. Dennis Gross Alpha Beta Peel. This is just in the original formula. So these are just the like pads, the single use pads, and you've got like a, I'll open up, like a step 1 and a step 2. I used up all of these. There's 30 pads in each of them, and it's just, yeah, I'm not sure, like it's like it's a chemical peel, and I have repurchased them, but I repurchased them when I only just started using them because then I saw them on sale for really cheap, and I was like, oh, they're really expensive, I want to buy them now. I do like these, but I just find that I don't reach for them that much, and I know you're meant to use them every day. I would never use them every day because I just think A, they're too harsh on my skin, B, they are so expensive. If you're meant to use them every day, this pack is going to only last you a month, and it's like 120 bucks or something, I think. So I wouldn't use it every day. I generally, when I'm, you know, being diligent with it, I use it every 3 or 4 days just so the pack lasts a fair bit longer. Yeah, so I was using these pretty diligently, but I have kind of stopped. I really should get back into them. But yeah, I do like them. Whether or not I recommend them, I'm still not entirely sold on them. I think there's other products out there that are better and cheaper. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily worth the money. Good, but not necessarily worth the money. The next product that I finished up is this Coty Airspun Translucent Powder. I absolutely love this stuff. For like so long I was a Laura Mercier loose translucent powder fan, and I still absolutely love the Laura Mercier powder. I think it's a fantastic powder. It's just that it's like $60 something, and I go through powder so quickly because I do have really oily skin, so I really have to set my foundation in place. It has to be like smooth to the touch. I don't want to feel it, the foundation, you know, coming off at all. It has to be completely set down. So I just used my Laura Mercier powder up in like 2 or 3 months, and I just didn't want to continually buy a $60 something powder every 2 or 3 months. It was just a little bit too much. So this I can get for $18. I can get it, if you're here in Australia, you can get it at a website called Crush Cosmetics. So I would highly recommend it. You get, I think they double the amount of powder as you do in the Laura Mercier one, and it just looks beautiful on the skin. Truly, it's just like, there's no compromise in the quality. It's not like, oh, you know, it's nearly as good as the Laura Mercier, so for the price, like, it is just as good. It is different to the Laura Mercier. The Laura Mercier has a sort of like a yellowy tint to it, but this is purely translucent. Like, there is no yellow tint. It is translucent. So I have already picked another one of these up, and I will not be without it again. I love it, and I love the price point. So yeah, highly recommend this one. The next product that I finished up is this Rimmel Stay Matte Setting Powder in the shade Translucent. And yeah, I used the entire thing up. I have been using these for years, but I used to use it to set my entire face for the day. Nowadays, I take it with me and I use it as a touch-up powder, kind of just to, you know, keep my oils at bay during the day. So I do really love this one, and again, I love it because it's cheap and it's effective. You can't go wrong with it. Like, the only bad thing about it is the terrible packaging, but usually I'll just wrap an elastic band around it so that the lid won't pop off in my handbag during the day, and you know, it's good to go. I love this one, and I love the price point. I have repurchased another one since I used this one up, and yeah, I won't be without it. I love it. This is their Body Milk in the scent Vanilla Cinnamon, and oh my god, I love this scent. This scent is amazing. It's like my favorite thing in the entire world. It smells so good, and I do really enjoy this product. And again, I don't think it's too expensive, realistically. I did really enjoy it because I would use it as my first step moisturizer. My legs especially get very, very, very dry. And I'd use this as a first step because I'd put it on, it would really hydrate my skin and it would sink in really, really quickly, and then I'd go in with a more intense moisturizer. So I wouldn't buy this as my only moisturizer for my body, but maybe if you don't suffer from having really dry skin on your body, then it might not be so bad. You could go with just using this because it does smell delicious. And the smell does linger, so that is nice. But yeah, I just go in with this as a first step, then go into a more intense moisturizer because it wouldn't be enough otherwise. But I do really, really love this, and I should really pick up another one. I haven't yet, but I love it and I would highly recommend it. Continuing on with moisturizers, I've got this little sample size of the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. Again, this smells incredible. I love the scent of this as well. But to be honest, the product itself isn't that great. It doesn't really provide that much moisture to my skin. I don't think it's a terrible product. I just think for the price, it's really not that great. I think you're paying for the scent as such, but they now have a fragrance mist, so that's what I've bought. I've got my giant bowl of fragrance mist back there, and I would highly suggest doing that rather than buying a moisturizer, because realistically it's just a fairly low quality moisturizer with a really nice scent in it. So I would say just use a low quality unscented moisturizer and then use the body mist. Like, yeah, there's really no point in having this. So the next product that I have finished up is this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. This one is in the shade Ethereal Light, and I use this so much. I love this this powder. I have already bought a backup. I use it to set my under eyes, and I also like to put it all over my face just to provide, you know, an ambient kind of a effect on the skin, and I love this stuff. It lasted me a really long time, and I know it's expensive, but I just can't be without it. And I love Hourglass products. I think Hourglass is my favorite brand. It's just, they're so classy and I just love them, and I love this powder. This one is my favorite. The next product that I finished up is this, not a sample size, but it is the smaller bottle of the Urban Decay De-Slick Setting Spray. I love this stuff, but I've still got my bigger bottle of the all-nighter spray, which I'm going through. But once I've finished that, I think I will purchase the big bottle of the De-Slick because I slightly prefer this one. Again, with my oily skin, I just wanted everything that's going to control the oil. And it's not something, like, I don't always go in with a heavy setting spray. It's just, for me, I really want my oils controlled when I'm having, you know, a special occasion or something. And it's on those special occasions that I wear setting sprays because they're not good for your skin. So I wouldn't use them on a regular basis, but on special occasions I do like to use them just to prolong my makeup wear and, you know, make sure that my makeup stays in place and looks good as long as it possibly can on those special occasions. So I do really enjoy this, but I will buy the bigger bottle of it next time once I'm finished my all-nighter spray. The next product that I finished up is this sample size of the Dr. Brandt Post Cleanser. I'm really not sure how I felt about this. I don't know that it did really anything for my skin. It was very much like a water, and I used it as kind of like a toner because it was so watery. I don't think it did that much, and yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this one. I haven't repurchased it, and I wouldn't repurchase. The next product that I finished off is this Emma Hardy Amazing Face the Hydra Body Oil. This smells amazing like the other Emma Hardy products, but it's a dry oil for your body, but I don't think it really hydrated my skin at all. When I used this, I felt like my skin was getting drier. So I wouldn't repurchase this, and I would definitely not recommend it. And yeah, it just didn't impress me at all. I don't think it did anything. In fact, I think my skin was getting drier because it was just doing nothing to hydrate. So it just, yeah, it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working at all. The next product that I finished up is this Sukin Nourishing Chia Seed Oil. I absolutely loved this oil. It was so hydrating. It didn't clog my pores. It just felt lovely on the skin. It's at a great price point, and it's available at Priceline here in Australia, and I just love it. I think it's a great product, and I've got a lot of face oils to go through at the moment, so I haven't repurchased it yet, but once I have finished them, I'm definitely going to repurchase this. It is so much cheaper than so many other oils, and it just felt so nice on my skin, and my skin responded so well to it. So yeah, I would highly recommend this one, and it's just fantastic. I love it. I can't wait to have it again, but I'd have to go through some of my other oils first. The next oil that I finished up is this Sunday Riley little mini size of the Luna oil, and again, I really enjoyed this one, and I have purchased the full bottle of that, like the full size, and I am loving it, and I'm glad I purchased it. Will I repurchase it again? I'm not so sure, but yeah, I'm glad I have it at the moment. It's just now that I've used the Sukin chia seed oil, I don't know that I need to buy these very expensive Sunday Riley oils. So yeah, I really do enjoy it, and if you're wanting to buy a more luxury oil, more luxury facial oil, then I would highly recommend this one. But if you're not wanting to spend so much money, the Sukin one is just fantastic. So this is the Drunk Elephant Sea Firmer Day Serum. It is in an airtight, what am I trying to say, like light can't penetrate the container, and I love this sea serum. A vitamin C serum is something that is really important to skin because it does brighten skin, and yeah, I think it's a very important thing to have in skincare. Not all skin responds to vitamin C very well. Some people have to really, they can't use much and they have to build it up over time, but this one I really love. My skin doesn't seem to have any problem with vitamin C, so I would highly recommend this one. I know it's expensive, but this lasted me about a year before I had to get rid of it. So, like before I ran out of it, I mean. So I would highly recommend this one. I have actually purchased this again, and I use it every day, and I love it, and I highly recommend it. I think it's a fantastic product, and it's something that vitamin C is in this form quite stable, whereas in other forms of vitamin C, especially the ones in like the dropper forms, things that are exposed to air, they're not that stable, and the vitamin C can become basically like it's expired. It's no longer good, it no longer works, and you're basically putting bad product onto your skin as a skincare product. So it's not good, and you need a form of vitamin C that is going to be stable. So something that is exposed to sunlight, something that is exposed to air, something that is there's different forms of vitamin C, something that is not stable. It's not going to be necessarily good for your skin. So this is a great product. Again, expensive, I know, but it is a stable form of vitamin C, so it's fantastic. The next product that I finished up is this Drunk Elephant TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, I think it's called. Yep. This is a AHA and BHA kind of a serum. It's a night serum. So I would use this at night and only at night, because otherwise it can kind of make your skin more susceptible to sun damage. So only use this one at night. And I did really enjoy it. It did kind of help take away a little bit of the roughness, I guess, on my skin, a little bit of those dead skin cells, but it is very expensive. I don't know that you necessarily need this one. I think there's other cheaper products out there. Having said that, I bought the Sunday Riley Good Genes because I wanted to try that instead of this, but that's just as expensive, so that's no help. But I think there would be other cheaper products on the market, so I wouldn't say you need this one. It did last a really long time, again, about a year before I ran out of it, so I would repurchase it again. I would definitely consider repurchasing it, but at the moment I'm using the Sunday Riley Good Genes, and that's working fine so far, I think. I haven't used it that much though. I'm just slowly working it into my routine to make sure my skin gets used to it, but if it doesn't like it, I will use this. I will repurchase this. The next product that I completely finished up is this Tata Harper Purifying Cleanser. This is another very luxury skincare product. It is not cheap, and I thought it was going to last me longer than it did. I can't remember, I can't even remember how long it lasted me, but I thought it was going to last me longer than it did. It didn't last that long, and yeah, I absolutely loved it though. This is my favorite cleanser. My skin looked so good when I was using this cleanser, and it smelled nice. The ingredients in this are fantastic, and overall it's a fantastic product, but I mean that price tag is very expensive. I have repurchased this and it has been a while since I used it though, but I have got another bottle sitting there. It's just I had a couple of things that were open that I wanted to use before I used this, but once I finish the next cleanser that I'm on at the moment, I will I'll open the new one of this one because I don't want it to go bad. But I love this cleanser. I think I will always repurchase it, but for now, it is very expensive. I won't continually use it, but I think I will just kind of, you know, use it, buy it maybe once, maybe twice a year, we'll see, but it's so nice. I would highly recommend this if you are able to purchase Tata Harper and you want to spend that much money on your skincare. Tata Harper is a fantastic brand, and there's nothing that I've tried, like not all the things that I've tried from Tata Harper I've absolutely loved, and my skin has responded so well with, so I'd highly recommend the brand. It's just they are very expensive, so massive downside, but yeah, I love it. The next product that I finished off is this Colourpop brow pencil in the shade Dope Taupe. I really enjoyed the formula of this brow pencil, and I definitely think I'll repurchase it again. It's very creamy, so it's very easy to apply, but I might try and find a different color of this just because Dope Taupe is quite warm on my brows. I just want something a little bit cooler, so if they don't, I will happily reuse this color. It's not too bad, but yeah, I might try a different color, but I did really enjoy this pencil. The price point is fantastic and I love it. The next product that I finished off is this ABH Brow Wiz. I think this is Brow Wiz. Yeah, the Brow Wiz. This is the thin pencil, and I did really enjoy this. I loved the color of it, perfect color, and the formula of it was like, it's a little bit more firm than the Colourpop one, definitely not as creamy, which I don't know which one I prefer. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for at the particular time, but I do really enjoy this brow pencil. I haven't repurchased it at this stage. I'm sure I will at some point, but yeah, at the moment I haven't repurchased it, but I do really love it and I would recommend it, but everyone recommends it, so yeah. The next product that I finished off is this Ciate Wonder Wand mascara. When I first started using this, I was kind of just like, yeah, it's a good mascara, like nothing special. But the more I got into using it, I really liked it. I found it was kind of like the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but not quite so clumpy, and it doesn't like flake throughout the day. I never had that problem with it, but I know a few people that have used this mascara that had that with the Too Faced and didn't have it with this one. I just think this is overall like a better version of the Too Faced. Even the wand is like that hourglassy kind of a shape. I haven't repurchased it at this stage just because I've got a couple of other mascara samples that I am finishing up and going through, but at this stage I think I would definitely repurchase this. I've told a couple of other people about it that I absolutely love this one. It's a reasonable price. Yeah, so I think it's a great mascara and I would highly recommend it. The next product that I am finished with is this EcoTools Beauty Sponge. I forget the actual name, but you know, it's a makeup sponge. I did really like this. It got very squishy. I love the flat edges on either side. I love the shape of it, but I found that it started to, I don't know, kind of get bad within like a few weeks. So I don't think that's very good, because when I use my Real Techniques or my Beauty Blender, they take a couple of months. Like I usually dispose of them like every 2 or 3 months, whereas this is like 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for that reason, because I don't think that's great. And then once I add in the price of buying like 2, maybe 3 of these every time I buy a Beauty Blender, the Beauty Blender will still work out to be cheaper. So I like the sponge, but I wouldn't recommend it for that reason. The next product that I finished up is this, well, I haven't finished it up, but the next product that I'm decluttering is this Colourpop. I'm pretty sure this is the Ultra Satin, but the label's worn off, in the shade Dopey. I love this lipstick, but I didn't get through it and I'm pretty sure it started to go bad, so I thought I should probably check it out. I might get another one eventually because I did really like the colour and it was one that I could always reach for. But yeah, I I'd rather not put it on. I'm not entirely sure if it's gone bad, but I'd rather not risk it. I've got plenty of other lipsticks that are lovely, so I'd rather not risk it. I'm just going to chuck it out and maybe I'll get a new one later. But yeah, I would definitely recommend this. I definitely recommend Colourpop's Ultra Satin formula in general. It's a fantastic formula, but this one in particular I do really love, and I think it's a fantastic shade. The next product that I finished off is this Model Co Instant Brows. I think it's called, yeah, Instant Brows. It didn't have a colour on it that I could tell, but I don't know if it's like one universal colour. I got this in, when did I get this? I got this in my Bella box. So I didn't hate this product. I like the shape. It's like the ABH Brow Definer. It's that triangular shape, kind of a, yeah, kind of an applicator sort of thing. But I ran out of this really quickly, and it's also very waxy, and I found it very easy to go overboard. Like, you really have to have such a light hand with this, otherwise you've gone overboard with your brows in like 2 seconds. So I don't know that I'd recommend this because of that. So I just think it's too easy to use too much of this product, and I didn't get enough product in it anyway, so I wouldn't recommend this, but it wasn't terrible. So next up, I have my Clarisonic brush heads that I use here. I replace these every like 3 months or so, depending on how much I've used them. But the first one that I used up is the Luxe Cashmere Face Cleansing Brush. So this is the one for the face, not for the body. And I did really like this, but I used to use it as my morning brush, but not at night, because I don't think it got enough out of my skin. But maybe if you had very sensitive skin, this might be good. But I don't know that I'd repurchase it, just because I now use my Foreo in the morning and then my Clarisonic at night, and I don't think this is good enough at night to really get out the rest of that makeup. But if you have sensitive skin, and like really sensitive skin, this is a fantastic brush. It is very gentle on the skin, but it does still get in quite deep to clean out the pores and everything, to clean out all the makeup, but I just don't think it did quite enough for my skin. Next up, we have the Acne, I think it's the Acne brush head, the green one. And I really like this one. This is one of my favorite ones. There's 2 of my favorites, that's the other one that I've got here. But this one I have repurchased a few of that I've got on backup, and I'm currently using one of these ones. Not this one I finished, but I've got a new one on my brush head at the moment, and I really do love this one. It does help with my acne, and it's not too rough on the skin, but yeah, it's overall just a really good brush head, and yeah, I think it's good. I think it does what it says. I think it does help with my acne. The other brush head that is one of my favorites is between the Acne and this one, which is the Radiance brush head. Again, I think it does really help clean out my pores, and I think it does help with my acne, but this one is just a little bit softer. Like, this one is, well, actually a lot softer. Like, this one is really soft. So if you want something that's going to clean out your skin really well, but you suffer from sensitive skin, if you've got the Clarisonic, I would suggest trying out the Radiance brush head, because it is very gentle on the skin, and it is very soft. The bristles are very soft. So I love this one as well. I don't currently have any of these on backup, just because I got the Acne ones cheaper. I got them on sale, but the Radiance brush head ones weren't on sale, so I haven't repurchased these, but I will definitely repurchase them in the future, because I do really love the Radiance ones. The next product that I finished off is this First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Lip Therapy. This is just a lip balm. Like, there's nothing super special about it. It just did what it was meant to do, whereas a lot of other lip balms kind of dried out my lips, even though they're meant to be hydrating, they sort of dried them out, whereas that one always hydrated my lips, and it was really nice, and it lasted, again, I think about a year, maybe a little bit longer even, and I used it every single day. So I'd highly recommend that. I think that was great value, because I don't think it was the cheapest lip balm to buy, but it worked really well, so I would highly recommend it. And I haven't repurchased it at this stage, because I have a couple of lip balms to use up, but I would definitely repurchase it once I have gone through my other lip balms. So that is all the products that I finished off. That, you know, this is all of my empties for the last 3 or 4 months or so, not entirely sure when. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a bit of insight into the products that I use, and I hope I can continue to keep up with these empties and keep filling up, you know, a whole bag's worth of empties so I can film these videos for you. Let me know if you did enjoy this video. Let me know if there's any more information you want to know about these products, anything that I can give you. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel. It was great seeing you, and I'll see you next week. Bye!